Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Klonoa Door to Phantomile. In the last part we've cleared Vision 5 and now we're heading on to Vision 6. Stop, Pamela! We'll take it from here by ourselves. Thanks, Pamela. My pleasure. I'm glad to be of help. Klonoa, do be careful. Okay, I know. Okay, let's go. Hupo. What's the matter, Hupo?
It's nothing. Klonoa! Ghadius, his plans. We've got to put an end to it.
Right. And thus starts the final levels of the game. 6-1 and 6-2 are the last actual levels. There might be stuff after that, but this is pretty much where it ends. And we get off with probably one of my more and yet at the same time least favorite levels in the game, the Labyrinth. Oh boy. The main thing with this place is that you can technically see the exit from one of the rooms you're able to access early on. It's just that there's those colored statues in the way that are those colored statues that are in your way, There we go. There's the words I can use. There are the colored statues in your way that block your progress. So we need to go through these areas while rescuing the prisoners at the same time because we need to get all 72 of them. And we'll destroy crystals. Then when those crystals are destroyed, the statues go with them. And I will say, they definitely save probably the hardest levels for last, because there's a lot of opportunities for death here. The next one especially, I died in quite a bit when practicing. I still like that out of my entire recording, so I've only died one time on screen. That was during the Joker fight. But then again, that's just because it's Joker! Speaking of Joker, which reminds me of Joker, they actually just showed off the Joker's car for, Suicide Squad. I'm looking forward to it. Can't be as bad as Man of Steel was. Then again, I think I'm just more of a fan of Marvel than DC in general. Then again, I do have a common consensus when it comes to that stuff. I think Marvel has better movies, DC has better cartoons, but they're pretty equal on the comic book front. Though they really both overuse some things. Because DC really overuses Superman and Batman, and Marvel really overuses a lot of the Avengers stuff. And that was my opinion on the comic book status in the world. Though honestly, when it comes to comics, the only ones I really devoutly follow are the Archie comics. For all three Sonic series, and the Mega Man series, obviously. Actually, Worlds Unite starts in the next issues. Sweet. By the way, I love the music for this stage. Because this is going to be a really irritating stage, and the fact that this music is actually really soothing is really helpful for that. Though I can tell you for a fact, this is probably one of the easiest stages to get lost in. At the same time, actually, I just realized, this level kind of reminds me of Metroid Zero Mission Infusion in a way. Well, actually, no, more Metroid Fusion than Zero Mission, because it's linear, but it doesn't tell you where to go. Because you can only follow one straight path, technically. You can't go to the end of the level first and then find out you're blocked. You actually have to do certain things in a certain order. So yeah, I suppose it is Metroid Fusion, more so than Zero Mission. But hey, we get the return of the Exploding Pigs! I wonder what exploding bacon would taste like. It'd probably be covered in— Whoa! Slow down! I didn't see that happening in the recording. Maybe exploding bacon would just be bacon with habanero or ghost pepper on it? Food for thought. This is actually probably my least favorite area out of the entire level, because these guys, well, they're really meanly placed sometimes. And because of it, you can get knocked back into the pits very easily. Like so. Thankfully, one thing I'm very late mentioning, I know. The little hover you get when you jump, that thing resets if you get hit in midair. So it gives you more time to recover. Namco knew what they were doing when they designed this game, that's for sure. Then again, Namco just doesn't do much nowadays that's not Tales of related, huh? At least not as far as I can tell. I have to follow the Tales series a bit more yeah, just actually, I was gonna see if I could think of another word to add on to that sense, but no, follow just the Tales series a bit more is pretty much where it can end. Because the thing is, by the way, I'm gonna cut back to a previous room here, I believe. Yeah, I'm cutting back to here. I'm gonna do that a couple times this part, I'm just gonna tell you that right now. Because, anyway, going back to the Tales thing, I really did like Tales of Xillia 2 when I was playing that during the whole, Battle Networks thing. And I'm wondering if there's any more games like that. Not in that exact gameplay style, well, obviously they have the same gameplay style, but not with those exact gimmicks, but more behind the back, less exploration, because in RPGs, while I like exploration, too much of it, like Tales of the Abyss and Symphonia and a lot of others, that can lead to me kind of getting bored. Then again, thinking about it, I love Final Fantasy IX, and a good third of that is exploration when you're going for all the chocographs and such. I know I'm going on a lot of tangents this part, but we've honestly seen a lot of the gimmicks at this point that the game has to offer, so there's not much to really talk about. Other than the fact I completely realized I've been skipping over the disappearing platforms. Yeah, they're pretty simple. The moment you step on them, they start to disappear. It's very similar to certain gimmicks in Mega Man. Not the reappearing disappearing blocks, but it's the equivalent of such, pretty much. No, level design like this, I actually really do like, I'm not gonna lie. When I eventually do end up designing games after college, and during college for that matter, level designs is probably going to be one of the hardest things for me to do, because you have to keep in mind a lot of stuff when you're doing it. Keep all your gimmicks in mind. But it's going to be an interesting ride, that's for sure. In fact, here's a question. Future me, in an annotation, is it fun? That is very interesting to read. I don't know what that, but know what the best part is. I won't know what that annotation will say for like another 4 months. 4, 5, 6 months. I'm not sure when this is even going to get uploaded. But yeah, that was Vision 6-1. It's a labyrinth. It's not bad. Though you can easily get lost if you're not used to them at this point. Also, I'm going to tell you right now. We're only 6 prisoners away from completing the game, pretty much. Pay attention to the music that plays when you rescue all 72 of them. It's the same thing that we've been hearing the entire time, which is that it's the full version, and we might hear it again next part. In somewhat of a sung version. It's actually considered the theme of the game, I believe. Oh boy. Vision 6-2, time for plot. Sahupo! Sahupo! Huh? Oh, sire, we've been waiting for you. Our kingdom has been taken over by someone named Gaudius. What? We were careless. He trapped Laphise into the egg below, and is now pouring energy from nightmares inside of it. Mother! Huh? If that egg is released, it'll be disastrous for everyone. I understand. Mother, please keep it out of harm's way. Mother? Hupo, who are you? Hupo. Klonoa, I'm really... Yes? The Pillsbury Doughboy? Huh, never saw that coming. I'm really the Prince of Crest, the Moon Kingdom. What? But... The Ring Spirit was my disguise. I had a reason to go into the outside world. Reason? I'm sorry. I can't say anything about that now. But I promise. I promise to tell you everything later. Hupo. I want you to just trust me. Just a little bit more. Can you help us just a little bit more, Klonoa? Hupo, what are you talking about? We've been friends forever, right? Klonoa, thank you. Hupo, you've found yourself a fine friend. Yes, Mother. Wahoo! Let's go! Okay. Mother, please find someplace safe. Hupo, we're counting on you. Yes! And with that, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the final actual level. There's more to the game, but that's mostly just the ending. And the main setup with this level is the fact that we're going to be back in this room a couple times, actually. The way it works is pretty much... it centers around this next room. This next room has 3 doorways, only one's accessible at any given well, there's only one at the start, but we'll get more and more access to them as we go on. Each one of these doors has a hallway system that we have to go through in order to do a small little switch puzzle, which will unlock the next door. It's a basic progression thing. And at the same time, it's one of the hardest levels in the game because there's so many ways you can die. Though I really like the music here, it's really foreboding. Actually, thinking about it, some of the design for this level reminds me a lot of, yet again, I know I mentioned this game a couple times at this point in this particular playthrough, Brave Fencer Musashi. It actually reminds me a lot of one of the dungeons. I forget which one, though. Thankfully, this level has very easy to find prisoners, too. Because if they were annoying to find, that would be really dickish. Oh, you know what I just realized also after I finished recording this part? If I want to show off the freaking extra level and whatever and the other stuff you get for beating the game, 100% that is, I have to beat the game again because I didn't make a save file at the start. So, yeah. When I do that bonus episode, which is going to go up tomorrow alongside the finale, I'm going to have to play the entire game through before that. Great. Great. Anyway, the outside sections are all fairly standard. They usually have to have you press a switch so you can open up a door, and you'll end up at the switch puzzles. The switch puzzles are fairly simple. The answer to this one is you gotta throw this guy at the right switch, hit the left one, and double jump up to the third one. Upon doing that, you open up the door. Well, you open up access to the next door, and the door in the room that you're in opens. And behind the door is, in fact, weirdly enough, a water slide, which leads us back to the first room in the area. From here on out, I'm going to be cutting the trip back into the main little hub area out. Because, well, it's just really annoying to have to watch this 3 times. Otherwise, this would have been like 26 minutes. You know, this game's a lot shorter than I remember. I'm not gonna lie. Then again, a lot of the playthroughs of this game and its remake that I watch are back when the time limit was like, I believe still 10 minutes, or was it around the 11-minute mark? I forget. Either way, it was still when there was a time limit for everyone and not just non-partners. And like one of the playthroughs I think was like upwards of 24 parts long. So that was a thing. You know I commented earlier about, I wish there was more than one Wahoo soundbite. But I have to admit, at least this Wahoo soundbite's not as annoying as the one that, What's-His-Face does in the remake. Well, who did voice Klonoa in the remake? I know it's only one guy who voices Klonoa, because he's only done the one voice ever, I think. I know Laura Bailey, Wendy Lee, and the guy who voices Lupin the Third are in there. How did this game get an all-star voice cast? Seriously. Then again, how did Mega Man 03... Well, then again... I'm about to say, how did Mega Man 03 get some fairly famous voice actors? But that's Mega Man. That's a high-tier series. Anyway, I'm very late mentioning this, but there are actually 2 kinds of masks monsters can wear. Gold and silver. Gold takes 2 shots instead of 1. There's very few times that there's one directly in your path, though. Also, I should mention, for some reason, actually, the platforms here that are moving up and down remind me a lot of the Board the Platforms minigame from Smash 64. I sucked at all of those. I still did them all because I wanted the character you got for beating them all, but... God, I hated them. I was better at Break the Targets! And even then, getting, I think, was Ness the one you got for doing that, or was that Luigi? I can't recall. All I know is that all I need in Smash 64 is Captain Falcon, which means I need to beat the main campaign in less than 20 minutes. And my answer for this solution is that you gotta puff up the big guy, jump on top of him, jump onto the platform, shoot the guy you're holding at the switch on the right, grab the flying guy, shoot him at the switch in the middle, then jump and hit the switch on the left with your little wind bullet. Yeah, that took me a couple tries. And that unlocks the third door, and like before, I shall be cutting out the trip to over there. And I forgot the checkpoint. No, I didn't. Anyway, now we can continue on. Now, the thing is, after you beat the game, I think it is, the world map actually changes into a full-out world map. I think that's when it does it. It's around then you'll actually notice that each of the worlds has a little gem marker next to it. That's pretty much a gem score. If you can get up to certain amounts of gems, that thing will grow from, I think, green to blue, depending on how many you get. I think to get the blue, you need to get 150 on any of them. I'm not a master at this game. I've never done that much. I'll just wait until the completionist does that, eventually. I should show off the extra costumes in the bonus episode, actually, in that version that we make. Nah, maybe. Anyway, we get the return of the jumping enemies from Vision 3, I think? Yeah, Vision 3 or so was the last time we saw them. And they're nothing too big. What we have to do here is that the switch to continue on is actually behind the big guy, so we need to make sure we can blow him up. However, the sixth prisoner is also here, down there in that little hole down there to the bottom right, so make sure you get him if you're going for 100%. No, 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 no! There we go. And that presses that switch, which means we can now continue on. Also, if you can't tell by the time stamp of the video, this level's kind of long-winded. Mind you, it's the final level, it should be, but yeah. If I wasn't doing the whole one vision apart thing, this would have been its own part. Though if you can't tell already by now, this game really is short, considering the fact we're only 6 parts in, and each one is around 15 to 20 minutes. That's a total of about 2 to 3 hours, depending on how fast you play. I actually was trying to look for a speedrun time for this game, but all I was able to find was boss rush stuff from the time trials in the remake. Also, you know what's one of the hardest things about this Let's Play? Finding thumbnail images, like for the concept art or otherwise. Because Klonoa, well, they're great games and are fairly popular in Japan especially. All things considered, at least, compared to certain other platformers that kind of died out after one game on the PlayStation. There's not much to do for art, which is disappointing. Anyway, my solution for this one is that you hit the switch on the left, hit the one in the middle, then hit the one on the right. However, note the one in the middle is in the background. I'm going about it the wrong way, but I still do it in the end after a couple of tries. And with that, we're able to progress on into the boss fight of Vision 6. So let's get on over there, shall we? This room is pretty much just a filler. Well, filler not like it's not has no purpose, as in like you have to fill your supplies up. Get some extra lives, and get some health. It's time for the boss fight against the big bad himself. Soon the Nightmare Crystal Nahatum will be ready. But what is this dream? A dream that cannot be corrupted by nightmares. It must be removed. It must be eliminated. for the creation of the perfect Nahatum. A visitor. A traveler of foolish dreams. How amusing. I did not anticipate you follow me all the way here. Ghadius? Looks like you're a little too late, though. Why are you doing this? Why? I'm tired of this foolish world that neglects nightmares. And relies only on good dreams. This is reason enough.
What gives you the right to do this? When Nahatum's unleashed, you'll be erased too.
It doesn't matter. I've already been abandoned by the world. This time, it's my turn to throw the world away. No!
Never!
Very well. Meet your doom! I love that live soundbite. Anyway, it's time for the big bad himself, Ghadius. He's actually a really fun but really easy boss fight. He has 3 attack patterns. He can send bunnies at you in bubbles, which you can throw at him, which cause damage. There are also some just pure damage bubbles in there. He can send some bunnies around attached to some balls, which mouse around the place. And eventually he'll just start sending 3 bunnies in a triangle at us, but I'll get to that attack when we get to it. During the first 2 phases of the fight, there are those weird electric balls you can see that are around on the ring that we're fighting on. If you touch one of those, like this actually, you're sent to the outside of the ring where Nahatum. Ghadius does that weird attack there, which is just a laser you're supposed to jump over. Jump back into the electric ball, you're back in the actual boss fight. It's a really simple but really fun boss fight. Then again, that's the definition of this game's boss fights now, isn't it? Not terribly hard either. Joka, somehow, was harder than this guy. I guess I should congratulate you on choosing a good second-in-command, but yeah. Anyway, the way the third attack works is that the triangle rotates around. By the way, you can tell what attack he's going to use, I believe, by the color of the head he's using. The triangle bounces around after rotating a bit. He will use with his little hand a tell to show you where it's going to go. And the way you get the bunnies out of this thing is you have to shoot the little green balls that are on the... shit, what was that geographical term? I forget. Either way, just do the thing I just did, then throw bunnies at the guy, and he's dead. Yay. That was grammar, Kyle. And that's a really abrupt ending for the vision, holy shit. Anyway, with that, I'm gonna need to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching, and in part 7, I guess we're just gonna see the ending because the big bad's dead, right? Sweet. See you guys then.